Okay, so here we are at 5:15, Paulette, calling the meeting to order. Are there any additions or changes to the agenda?
There are not.
Then we will move right into the reason that we're here. Thank you, Bonnie, for being here to visit with us. And like I said, you've already passed the first test of finding the right location.
Okay.
And being patient. You have the questions, but I will ask them to you so that the board members can listen and jot notes and that kind of stuff. So the first question is, tell us about yourself and what experiences or associations you have had with children and schools.
All right. Well, I've been in education for 43 years. 33 of those years were in the Marshalltown Community School District. And I was an elementary, middle school teacher. I coordinated the at-risk program for a middle school at Anson Middle School. And then I was invited to the high school as an associate principal. And then after that, I was named the building principal in 2004. Then in 2011, I retired as the principal at Marshalltown High School, and I was invited to join the staff at Meskwaki Settlement School as a special education coordinator. You know, Jerry Stevens left the principalship at the high school, and then I replaced him, and he came out here to Meskwaki, and he was the superintendent. So he calls me up one day and he said, "Hey, Bonnie, I need your help." I said, "What do you need, Jerry?" "I need a bus monitor." And I said, "No, I'm not your bus monitor, Jerry." And he said, "No, really, I need a special education coordinator, consultant." And so I've been here for 10 years. The first 7 years were 3 days a week. The last 3 years have been full-time. And so when I was working part-time, the 3 days a week here, I was also working for Buena Vista University and Iowa State, and I was supervising student teachers. And so that allowed me to visit a lot of different school districts in central Iowa. So I've been in and out of schools and have been working with children and young adults for about 43 years.
Okay, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Why are you interested in serving on the Marshalltown Community School District Board of Education?
Okay. Well, like I said, I'm retiring from this full-time position at Meskwaki Settlement School early June. And when I retired from the Marshalltown Community School District, I then came part-time here, which allowed me to stay in contact with the educational process and to stay in contact with kids and teachers and parents. So now, since I am retiring, I think that serving on the Marshalltown Community School District School Board would at least keep me in that educational process and keep my foot in the door with regard to education.
I understand that.
I know you do, Bee.
Qualities would you bring to the board that would make the board more effective in accomplishing the district mission?
Well, I've been involved in the educational process at all levels. I've experienced learning environments of students from early childhood, our 3-year-olds, all the way through to college seniors. So I've worked with students and parents as a teacher, as an administrator, as a consultant. And I feel that I have a solid foundation in education, which would help accomplish the district mission of to nurture students to become intellectually and personally empowered for citizenship in a changing world. And I truly believe that having that bird's eye view of 3-year-olds through college seniors really provides me with the opportunity to understand the educational process that kids go through, but also the educational process that teachers and parents and others go through in that same arena.
What do you believe are some of the strengths of the Marshalltown School District?
Well, I really, a lot of programming is going on in the school district at all ages, at all levels. You know, the bilingual program at the elementary school, the fact that district-wide you have instructional coaches to go into the classroom to help teachers be more effective in their practices, the mentor-mentee program for the new teachers that come on, giving them the attention they need and the support early on so they can be effective teachers. The fact that we have a STEM program within our school district that allows students to really dig into the science and technology and engineering and mathematics, those kinds of things. And I think also that the district supports the fine arts as well as athletics. We have students that I just had the opportunity to interview 3 students from the high school yesterday to award 2 Rotary Foundation scholarships. And I'll tell you, it was wonderful because this year, 2 of the candidates were male and 1 was female. And in the past, they've frequently been female all the time. And the other thing was that 2 of our candidates were really strong in the fine arts, which says a lot about what's going on in our schools and how not only are they really good students and they give back to their community, but they're also involved in those fine arts areas, and they wouldn't be as accomplished as they are if the school district didn't provide that opportunity for them. Also, I think community partnerships, you know, we've had business partnerships for a long time. I can remember having a business partnerships back in the 80s, late 80s. And so it's still going on. And so I think that's a plus. I think too that the more that businesses can get into our schools, the better understanding that folks are going to have of what we do in school. And that's the best mouthpiece I think that any district would have, is to get the community in the school, partner with them, and then go out and sing the song as such. Also, the STEP program, you know, at the high school where, you know, Martha Ellen Ty partners with kids and they have X amount of dollars to go out and really look at what the needs are in the community, to be able to examine the community that they live in, and then to give back to that by awarding dollars to have something accomplished to impact lives of others. I think that's just huge. And the last thing I'd like to say about this particular question is that I believe there's strong leadership at the building level as well as the district level. All you need to do is to look at the amount of folks who have been nominated to be represent, you know, that, when I say the administrator of the year, you know, central office person of the year, superintendent. I mean, just a really strong leadership team, which allows the district to be led by effective leaders. That's it.
Thank you.
I know. That's it.
It's good to remind all of us sometimes.
I know.
All of the things that we don't think about every day.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, we're going to give you the flip side and give you the question of what are some areas that you'd like to see improved?
Yeah, I thought about this question a lot. And I think that it's probably the hardest one on the list here. From somebody to look from the outside in and not have all the background knowledge of what's going on a daily basis. I really took a big bird's eye view down because this is a big picture here. I believe that all districts frequently have the same challenges. At the building level, student attendance, just getting our kids there, getting them in the seats. How do we get that done? And parental communication, making sure that parents understand what's going on and what opportunities their kids have. And also sometimes it's hard to get a hold of them when we need to problem solve so we can make things better. And so finding a way for that to happen. The TR does a great job with covering. You guys now are Zooming or mainstreaming, live streaming your meetings, trying to be transparent. And I think all of that's a step up. So I think you're trying to find a way to improve that communication. I also think at the district level, we have always deal with the issues of infrastructure. How do you prioritize budget items to make sure everything gets done? And also just keeping facilities updated and deciding what needs to be done first, second, third, that still fits in within your budget. And so because I haven't been intimately involved in those areas that are challenges, I'm not sure exactly what it would be to improve. I think that you have a team established both at the district and building level, as well as a school board you're competent. And so whatever comes to you, you have a good system of communication to try to figure out how to tackle and how to improve what needs to be improved. So that's a roundabout way of saying, I'm not exactly sure, but I know that all districts and buildings have these problems. And so how to get that done is with a strong leadership team. And I think that's in place.
Okay. Well, we've run the round of the questions that we had for you. Mm-hmm. So what would you like to let us know about yourself that we haven't asked? What's important for us to know?
I think that one of the big things is that all the members of my immediate family are graduates of MHS. I mean, my husband's a graduate of MHS. I'm a graduate of MHS. We had 2 children, one that graduated in 2000 and one that graduated in 2002. And just the fact that we're invested in the community. I moved here when I was in the 8th grade. And before then, I probably lived in 15 different locations because of my father's work. And I was in and out of schools, and it just made it very difficult. And so I think that's another reason why I've gone into education. And so I see this as another opportunity to be invested in the community. I've grown up here, and we're still here, and we'll still be here. And so if I'm appointed to the board, I just see it as another way to ensure that the educational system remains strong and vibrant here in Marshalltown.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Dr. Schutte, do you have anything to add at this time?
We needed to reschedule the interview, Bonnie, with the other candidate, Christine Roberts, for next Wednesday at 5 o'clock. So upon conclusion of that interview, then the board will be asked to make a decision through a vote, and then we would put the candidate forward at the next board meeting, which would be June 7th, and that would be the first official meeting of that newly appointed board member. Our hopes are that with each of the candidates that they'll want to seek the permanent seat through the election in November, because this appointment will just take us to that time, and then whoever's in the position and anyone else will be able to run for it and or any of the other open positions at that time. So that paperwork, Paulette, usually comes out in like the 1st of July or something. That opens up to take out papers, I believe.
Yes.
And then they're usually due in August in order to be on the ballot for the November elections. So you're more than welcome to observe that interview on Wednesday at 5 o'clock, because like this one, it'll be open to the public, and or otherwise we'll notify you after that board meeting, one way or the other.
Okay. Well, thank you for your time, everyone. I know it's another meeting that you had to schedule out of your day. So thank you for your commitment also.
We
Well,
appreciate
we got a
it.
quorum.
Yep. Yeah.
Well, good. Oh, shoot.
Thank you,
Have a good
Bonnie.
evening.
You are welcome. Thank you, everyone. See you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.